A massive Russian advance in eastern Ukraine has begun. This comes just a few days after the Ukrainian army managed to push the invaders back away from Kharkiv and towards the Russian border. Now they have actually pushed the Russians so far back that Ukrainian artillery, if they want to, can reach the Russian city of Belgorod. Because of this, it seems that Vladimir Putin and his generals are panicking. They have started pouring Russian troops into the area to try and take back the territory that they lost. The Russian attacks, however, seems to be extremely poorly planned out. The Russians feverishly tried to cross the Donets River, but were completely destroyed by Ukrainian forces. In these pictures, you can see the remains of several Russian pontoon bridges, or what's left of them. You can also see a lot of Russian tanks and armored vehicles, many of them covered almost fully with water. Scenes like this has been happening in several places along the river. Now the reason why the Russians are panicking so much is this place right here. It's a small town called Kupiansk. Now the reason why this particular town is so important is that the Russians are using it as one of their main forward operating bases. From Kharkiv, the competent Ukrainians have been fighting ever closer to the town. If the Ukrainians manage to take this town, it will deal an absolutely massive blow to the whole Russian operation in Ukraine. And the Russians are scared that this will happen. They have started pulling troops away from Izium so that they can reinforce Kupiansk instead. And remember, the Ukrainians are also pushing hard towards Izium. The fact that Putin is now taking troops away from the fight in the Donbass region and placing them elsewhere could mean that the Russians are actually running out of combat-ready soldiers. And the Russians have lost an absolutely massive amount of soldiers in Ukraine. The latest reports are stating that almost 27,000 Russian soldiers have been killed while invading Ukraine. And if we add in the number of wounded, the Russians could easily have lost up to 100,000 soldiers during the invasion. Sadly, they'll lose a lot more. The Russians are desperately trying to advance along the entire line of contact in the east. Brutal fighting is taking place in and around Severodonetsk. It does seem that the Ukrainian army at large are stopping the Russian advance here. The Ukrainian army does report of a very limited Russian success in the Kudashivka area. In Popasna, the Ukrainians chose to fall back to their prepared defensive positions. That was a very smart call, as the Russians are now continuously attacking them. For now, it seems like the Ukrainians are managing to stop the Russian advance. But as the battle is still ongoing, nothing can be said for sure at the moment. Further south, the Russians are trying to attack out from a salient in the direction of Keramik. Heavy fighting is also reported in Marinka and its surrounding area, as the Russians are trying desperately to take the city. For the moment, the competent Ukrainian soldiers seems to be denying the enemy. In Mariupol, the Russians continue to shell the Azovstal plant indiscriminately using missiles, artillery, tanks and aircraft. And when the shelling stops, Russian infantry storms the plant. This is the daily routine by now, as the brave Ukrainian defenders denies every single enemy assault. The fighting taking place here is absolutely brutal. Many times the Ukrainians are standing merely meters from the enemy as the Russians try to breach the plant. I want to show you a video so you can see for yourself. In the video, you'll see Russian soldiers on the left side of the wall trying to breach it, while a Ukrainian defender on the opposite side of the wall deny them by using hand grenades. If this video wasn't in color, it could easily have been from Stalingrad in 1942. This is what Vladimir Putin has done to Europe. For several months now, the Ukrainian soldiers have stopped the Russian war machine from taking Mariupol. There are simply no words that can describe the bravery these soldiers are showing to the world. While they are fighting, Mariupol will never fall to the Russians. And I think it's time we all saw the faces of some of the heroes who have sacrificed the most for not only their own country, but for Europe. A few videos back, I spoke about the possibility that Vlad the Mad would create new pseudo-republics in Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine so that he could annex the territory. This is now a reality. In Kherson, the Russians have established a puppet regime filled with people imported from Russia and traitors. Intel is now suggesting that they have already established the so-called Kherson People's Republic, and that they'll soon submit a formal petition to Putin and request to join the Russian Federation. This is once again confirming to the world exactly what Vladimir Putin wants. He's obviously not there to fight perceived Nazis. He's not there to help Russian speakers. He's not there to help so-called freedom fighters. He's not even there to create a satellite state. He's there for one reason and one reason only: to expand Russia's borders. There's absolutely no other reason. As I've stated before, if the Ukrainians hadn't put up such a valiant and effective defense, the Russian army would most definitely be in Moldova by now. This fight is not just about Ukraine, it's about Europe, the rule of law, and all of us. Vladimir Putin thinks we still live in an age where might makes right. And perhaps he's right. Russia, however, just isn't that mighty anymore. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked this video, please go and give it a like. If you want more content like this, you can go and subscribe to my channel.